Hi guys, Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and it's this week's stitch. I am late getting this up because I didn't do it ahead of time, and I didn't wake up this morning until after 10 o'clock. So I'm sorry it's late, but this week is basically a repeat of last week, except we're doing the stripe. So Tunisian pearl stripe. So you're going to change colors. And the video that I found to teach us this stitch is by Stella M. She's the one that does Tunisian Tuesdays on her channel. And the only thing I didn't care for what she does is she doesn't show you a complete row. You know, I'm doing 20 stitches across, so I complete 20 stitches across every time. She always seems to leave like this little tail on the end, but I complete the row like we just did in the previous video, how you do just you don't do an actual purl in that last stitch. You just do a yo and draw up in that very last left-hand side so that you always have 20 stitches on your hook. I'm not sure why she doesn't complete her rows, but just complete your rows and then follow how she did the stripe. And I'm going to show you my block. So this is the front of the Tunisian stripe, and I used the mint green and orange this time. And then this is the back. And if I had one of the Tunisian hooks that has the like plastic tail where you can do a really wide piece, wouldn't this be a pretty sweater? I mean, you could make things out of these stitches. You know, I think a sweater out of this would be really warm. I wouldn't mind a cardigan, one that I could pull on and take off out of this stitch would be beautiful in a stripe. In two of your favorite colors. Wouldn't that be pretty? I have not wove my ends in yet. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mary. So this is the stripe. And then last week we did, let me make sure I've got the right way. So this was last week's pearl. Ooh, it doesn't like orange. Let me, hang on just a sec. I always forget to do this. We'll turn this off so it'll quit trying to zoom in on it. Maybe it won't be so harsh. It does not like this orange. Sorry about that. It's Linda with a Y. Lynda, FYI. Hi, Nettie. So this is last week. And then this week you're going to do a stripe. It likes the stripe okay. It just doesn't like this solid purple. I think there's a sheen on this yarn that it doesn't like. Let me try this. We'll turn this lamp off. Oh yeah, there we go. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell which is the front. That's the back. So this is the fronts. And I am almost leaning toward sewing these together as I go. Just start sewing them together. This book actually has 50 stitches in it, you guys. So I'm thinking I'm just going to start stitching them side by side. So if I do 5 blocks by 10 blocks, that would give me the 50 stitches, and I would end up with a little blanket, which I thought could be fun. But I'll leave that up to you, however you want to handle it. I know Mary's made a box for hers, and that's fine. So Tunisian pearl stripes. That's this stitch. And you can tell in my pearl one, you can't really tell but I had some tension problems, but I think I fixed it with doing the stripes. Plus I had a lot of distractions when I was trying to do this one. And let's look, and I'll tell you what stitch I'm going to go and look in search of for next Friday. Stitch number 5 is called Pinstripes in Solid. And then the following week, we'll do colored pinstripes. So this is Pinstripes. This is the one I'll go in search of a tutorial for us. And then this is the colored pinstripes. But y'all just focus on the pearl stripe for this week. And this is the book again that I'm working my way through. And I'm enjoying finding the tutorials for you guys. And what I do is I type in the name of the stitch, and then whoever pops up, whether it's Stella M, like this week, we had another lady before. And I would tell you the other channels we've used if I could find my crochet notebook that I've been keeping for these, but I've misplaced it. Isn't that great? So, anywho, I hope you guys are still enjoying the stitches. And you're restarting there's our other crochet along back there. That's my nap blanket. It's been pre-approved by all of the cats. Oh, come on, Mary. Give it a try. It improves the more you practice. I think the dog is driving Scott crazy. So, anyway. Yep, I'm announcing it live. Here's the stripe for this week. And it's a pearl. And I did find it was easier when I was having to change the threads. So that's the regular. That's the stripe. And that's all I had, unless anybody has any questions. And I know one of y'all recommended a channel, and I need to go back and find that channel and see if we can utilize some of hers. I just, for the these samples, I'm just going to try to see how far I can get with these 3 skeins, the orange, the pink, and the green that I got thrifting. And I will see if I find some more of the Karen Simply Soft. That's what I'm using. Karen Simply Soft. I'll pick them up. I'm trying to work in the different colors as I go so that it'll end up looking, like it was a put together project, not just haphazardly. But I might try to just stick with orange, green, and pink. Orange, green, and pink. So it'll kind of be a kind of girly blanket. 3 different skeins, yeah. And then just combine them differently. So let me see. Mary's starting the other crochet along again. And Linda says, I'm having issues with the pearl one. Be quicker to knit. But I don't knit, so all I can say is on these ones that are a little bit more difficult, you have to slow down and remember you're learning. And the only way to learn is to keep trying and doing. It was a little bit whole different motion. But once I got going with it, especially the second block, it was just second nature after I'd done 2 blocks with it. And Linda says she's doing 30 stitches in a DK cotton. Now, Linda, I think you were the one that mentioned how neat it would be to make these out of cotton, and then you would at least end up with a dishcloth. So you could use these for dishcloths if you wanted to. And I was going to go dig my tub of cotton out. I have a 25-gallon tub that's nothing but, what is it called? Kitchen cotton, or there's another name for it. Sugar and cream cotton yarn. They make beautiful dishcloths. Yeah, that's what Mary was saying about the book idea, that it would grow really fat really fast. That's why I thought I'd start stitching mine next to each other. Maybe I'll get a cream color to attach the blocks together. I'll look up how to attach them. Yep, or flannels, etc. But whatever you decide to do is up to you. It's your project as we go along. All right, that's all I have. The link to the tutorial is below. And for anybody that came in late, Stella M never works to the end of her piece. She leaves like this funky little tail, but I worked mine all the way across like we just did in the previous stitch. So I get the full width of my piece. So say she started, let me see if I can tell where I started. Yeah, I started down here. When she comes across, when she's doing her sample, she leaves like 3 stitches unworked. And I just worked mine all the way across, just like I did with the pearl block. So I get a block, not this thing with like a tail sticking off from it. The only thing I would suggest if you're not going to do something with yours right away, just pin a label so you remember which stitch is which. That's hard to state. Which stitch is which. Put a label on it. Like this would be the Tunisian pearl stripe. All right. Yeah, some of mine, like my regular pearl, it's kind of got a wonky edge. You really need to do this when you're not doing anything else or trying to talk to anybody. It's a very zen thing to do because you've got to be fully invested in the stitch, because if I'm trying to do something else, that's when this happens. So don't try to watch somebody and then give advice and things, because that'll mess you up. But anyway, I thought it was an enjoyable stitch. Yeah, I figure I can maybe kind of hide it when I start hooking them together. And I will pick up a Karen Simply Soft in a cream. I think cream would be pretty with these more pastel-y colors to hook them together. And I think I could hook them together just like regular crochet and just go through the side of the stitches and then just flatten it out. I'm going to look that up. Maybe that's something I'll add to the repertoire, how to put them together. All right. I will let you guys go. A note on my project bag. We finished this Wednesday night. I went back yesterday and took the pockets off the inside because I found when I was sticking my hand in here, my hand would go into the pockets. So I just turned it wrong side out and used my seam ripper and just took the pockets off. And then I was telling the girls in Anne's Craft and Chat, another thing that this bag would be good for is if you travel, you could put your shoes in here. If you have like little ballerina flats like I do, they would fit in here. And then you could just set this in your suitcase. That's another use for this same project. And I love how it turned out. And I think this is one I could use for small cross-stitch projects, because I could put my floss on a ring and then put the project in there, and a small hoop will fit in here. All right. So if you missed this, there's like 3 different videos on this. One we painted, no, there's 4. One we painted the fabric together. One we created a pattern together. One I sewed sequins and beads on. And then the last one is where we constructed this. And that was done Wednesday night. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and seeing what this week's stitch is. And I hope everybody will embrace the pearl and do your best effort at it and see if you can do it. It's just for fun. Don't stress yourself out. And oh, thank you, Kathy. You didn't have to send me anything. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Bye.